I never thought a man could dig his own grave while still alive. But I saw it happen in my village, and I'll never forget it. It started with Chief Ikin. He was the most respected man in Omuigui village. Everyone thought he had everything: wealth, land, wives, and children. But that wasn't enough for him. His hunger for power was like a bottomless pit. One day, he heard about a powerful juju that could make him not just a chief, but a king over the entire region. This juju wasn't something just anyone could get. It required a great sacrifice, one that only the most desperate would dare make. Chief Ikin, blinded by his ambition, didn't care. He called upon the most feared Dibia, medicine man, from the neighboring village of Aneko. People whispered about the Dibia, saying his hands were stained with blood, and his spirit walked with shadows. But Chief Ikin didn't listen to the warnings. The Dibia arrived quietly one moonless night. His eyes were sunken, his voice was like dried leaves scraping the ground. He told Chief Ikin that to become king, he must sacrifice what he valued the most. Chief Ikin thought long and hard. He had plenty of riches, but his eldest son, Ikena, was the apple of his eye, the pride of his household. The next day, Chief Ikin went into the forest alone with Ikena. They walked in silence until they reached a hidden shrine deep in the woods. Chief Ikin, with trembling hands, did the unthinkable. He offered his son's life for the crown. Days passed, and strange things started happening in the village. A thick fog settled around Omuigui, never lifting. Crops withered, and the village's well turned black as night. People fell sick with no cure in sight. But what was most disturbing were the whispers. At night, villagers could hear Ikena's voice, calling out from the forest, begging for justice. One evening, the village gathered at the square for a meeting. Chief Ikin, now looking worn and haunted, stood in the middle of the crowd. As he began to speak, his voice trembled. "My people," he said, "we must perform a cleansing ritual for the land. The gods are angry." But before he could continue, the ground beneath him cracked open with a loud groan. Slowly, painfully, Chief Ikin began sinking into the earth. The crowd screamed, but no one dared to move. It was as if the ground itself was swallowing him whole. His eyes were wide with terror, and his mouth opened to scream, but no sound came out. The elders knew what had happened. The juju had backfired. Chief Ikin had tried to cheat the gods, thinking he could take power without paying the full price. But in the end, the gods took what was theirs, and more. As we watched Chief Ikin disappear into the earth, his body sinking deeper and deeper, I felt a cold hand grip my heart. The village was cursed, not just by greed, but by betrayal. Chief Ikin had sacrificed his own son, thinking no one would ever know. But the spirits see all, and they never forget. To this day, people avoid the forest where Ikena was sacrificed. They say if you go there at night, you hear his voice, still calling for justice, still crying for revenge. And the ground where Chief Ikin disappeared. Nothing grows there anymore, just dry, cracked earth, a silent warning to anyone who dares seek power without paying the price.